Hi friends, it's Becky and I want to make a necklace using my recent adoptee from Gemstone Orphanage, this beautiful heart-shaped stone. And I'm going to be using the beads that came with it, as well as some of the findings in the dress-up kit. That's the findings and things that they send along with it to help you be able to make jewelry with your gemstone. And one of the things is that I've been thinking and trying to figure out a way to maybe do some wild wrapping around a heart-shaped stone, and I haven't figured out how I would want to do that. And so I will probably do that for the next heart-shaped stone that I do. And for this one, I'm going to go ahead and use the bail, the pinch bail that they included in the findings kit, and do it that way. And I will just do wire wrapping when I make a necklace with my smaller dolly gemstone that they sent with it. So we'll do it that way. We'll have that, and then I'll be able to make a necklace with that one, and they'll be separate but also a little bit the same. And so I wanted to do this one, and I'd like to be able to wear it with this bracelet that I made the other day in that bracelet bash, and I'll put a link to that video in the description because it was my 2-hole bead bracelet bash that I did with the duo. What is the name for that? I forget the name of this bead. It's like right on the tip of my head. Tongue. but I used some carnelian and then some pearly finish eidos for this. And since there are pearls in here, I wanted to go ahead and use them in my necklace and some carnelian beads so that they can go together, so we can have them be, you know, cohesive and all of that. So let's get a bail attached to this guy, and then we'll pull out the beads that we're using for the necklace. Well, let me just pull out the pearls that I want to use, because I'm not going to use all the colors of pearls, but I am going to use these like sort of buttery colored ones. That's too white, and that's too dark. Too dark. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. And one more. Is there one more in here? Let's see. Or is that it? Was it just the 5 of them? Wait. This guy back here. Yes? No. It's too white. Alright, so that'll do. We'll just use the 4 of these in the necklace, and I wanted to use these really cool shaped carnelian beads. They've got this hourglass shape to them. I thought these would look really cool in a necklace, so I'm going to use them with the pearls. And then for spacers, I'm going to use these tube beads, because one of the cool things about using tube beads for spacers is it can kind of give you like an illusion necklace. Like it looks like an illusion necklace from far away, but then you get up closer and you see that it's these guys as spacers. So we're going to use some of these too. I think that's going to be enough for now. I just want to get the beads that I'm using out of the box so it's out of the way. So I've got my carnelian beads. I've got my pearls. I've got my twisty tubes. And I've got my pendant. And then for the other materials that I'm going to be using, I will be stringing it on some copper color beading wire. With the tubes though, you could probably string it on any beading wire that you have. And then I've got some crimp tubes for crimping the wire, and I'll be using my magical crimper to crimp it because it's my favorite way of crimping things. I have some flush cutters for cutting my wire, and I have my handy dandy, use them for everything, chain nose pliers. And I think I would like to use this big guy for my closure. Yeah, I'll do that. And I've got, for the other end, let me see, I've got some closed jump rings over here. Oh, but none of them are the right color for that. All right, here's some closed jump rings that are the right color. Let me pull out this. That size should be perfect for it. There we go. All right, so closures are ready. We've got a wire ready. We've got all of those. Let me put these guys away again. And I'm choosing, they sent 2 colors of copper findings, and I'm choosing the bright color for most of the findings for this because it goes with the pinch bail. On that, there's also some antique copper stuff in there. So let's get the pinch bail attached. What I'm going to do is separate this a little bit using my pliers. I'm putting the chain nose pliers in between, just right inside of it. And I'm just gently going to use my fingers to spread this wide enough that it'll go around. Nope, not wide enough yet. Let's do that again. And I'm just trying to be gentle with it. All right, now it'll fit. And now I can either pinch it with my fingers or I can go back and grab my pliers again and get that in there. And I'm just going to actually, yes, do this. Grab my pliers and be careful with the setting there. I'm pressing not where the setting is, but just below it. Just giving that a good little press for that pinch bail. And I think it's in there pretty good. If I wanted to really make sure that it was in there good, I would add some glue. But I don't think I'm going to need to do that with this one. So now that it's on a bail, we can start planning. Am I sure that I don't have any more of these, that color of bead in here? It sure would probably be better with 4 of them. I know. I'm going to start with a couple of these guys. That'll work. And these are those 4mm carnelian beads over there. I've got some crackle ones, then I've got some square ones. I could probably do the square ones as well, but I just wanted to get this started with those pearls. All right. All right, so planning wise, I think I want it that way. And then we'll have a little spacer. One of these guys. A spacer, a pearl, spacer, All right, and I might need to make it a little bit longer. So we'll have this be the front of it, and then we'll pull out more of these carnelian beads for adding length if we need it. Just along the back. I just want the pops of pearl in there with it. And some of these are matte finish, some of these are shiny. It's a nice little combination of both. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and pre-cut my wire to about the length that I'm going to want it, and plus a little extra for that. Since I'm not quite sure on the length yet, we're going to figure that out while we go. We'll start in the middle, and I will pinch one end while we build up one side of it. All right, I'm going to start with these. The carnelian. And then my pinch bail. The reason I want like a bead next to the pinch bail is because there's a lot of space in there. It would slide right over one of these guys. So I just need these guys, these round beads next to it to help hold it in place. All right, and that's halfway. So I'm going to put this on here, that side. And now I can start stringing these on here. Suppose I could add some of the other colors of pearl. They would probably look just as good with this too. Especially the rosy color. Like that peachy tone. I think that would look good too. Maybe I will go grab some of those and add them. Or maybe I will just use these. All right. I'm going to add one more of these and these tubes. I'm going to check the length now and see where I'm at for this necklace. I think I'm probably halfway of where I want it to go. And I was right. I'm going to need like about 4 more of these guys up that side, or maybe 3 more. Let's see how this goes. I put 2 in a row on there. Oh boy. Here we go. So far that is 5 of these. All right, that is the perfect length. So I'm going to go ahead and pinch this end in my bead stopper and make sure I have this side completed. So it's a pretty simple necklace, but you know, sometimes simple is exactly what you want. Something that looks great, but you can put together and isn't too complicated. Sometimes I have to tell myself to settle down, do less. I'm just using a bead awl to kind of clear the area on this one pearl because some of the coating was blocking the hole. There we go. It's not a bead reamer, so it doesn't create a hole or enlarge it. It was just to move some of the pearlescent coating away from the hole so that I could get the string in. I actually don't know where my bead reamer is. I have one, but it got put in one of the drawers somewhere and not moved over here when I moved to my new location. So I haven't actually had to use it for any reason. And so that's why I don't really know where it is. I suppose I could go find it, but again, I don't really need it right now. All right, I'm going to need to grab some more of these 4mm carnelians so that I can finish up the rest of this necklace. I need two more out of here. One, two. I love getting the ones that have the stripes on them. They just look so cool. And there we go. Oops. I forgot to put my little twisty tube on here. I like how the twisty tubes catch the light and give me a little bit of shine on this. That's one of my favorite things about them. All right. Perfect. Let's go ahead and get this crimped onto our closures. I'm just going to open and close this a couple times to make sure it's good. Yep, it's good. And I'm using the Soft Link script tubes. I like them the best. All right, so I put a crimp tube on the wire, then I go through my closure and then feed my wire back through the crimp tube. And these copper crimp tubes do have some thicker walls, so it does take a little bit of effort to get this medium-sized wire through the crimp tube a second time, but that just makes it more secure once you finally are on there. you're able to crimp it. Okay, there we go. Okay. Pushing the crimp next to the thing and then pulling that end to get the loop next to it. All right, so there we go. The crimp is ready to go. And I like the magical crimpers because it leaves a nice little crimp bead on here without having to use a crimp tube, because you've got a little concavity in here, and all I do is center the crimp tube in that concavity and then give it a smush, and it flattens out just the edges. And then I turn it and give it another smush from a different angle. And then I turn it and give it another smush from a different angle. And I keep going around and around. And every time I smush it from a different angle, it takes those edges that it flattened out the first time and it smooths them against that central portion that didn't get flattened out. And so what you're left with at the end of that is a nice smooth crimp bead that doesn't have any sharp edges to rub against your skin while you're wearing it. It looks nice. And it holds really well. That's why I like crimping like that. So let's do the next one. And this is the one I'm going to go through this closed jump ring so that I've got something to loop onto. You could also just loop the wire. The Softflex wire has a very durable coating, so it doesn't rub off easily like some. And you can just use that instead of a finding like this in order to make a loop. And very often I do that. And I just hook onto the loop of wire with a lobster clasp from the other end instead of having a loop on it. It'll just be a loop like that. But we're going to loop this ring on here just because it's such a large lobster clasp, and I want it to have something that sort of matches or meets that size on the other side for aesthetics and also ease of hooking it in there. All right, and this is the same thing. You kind of have to work the wire to get the crimp tube on. And once you do, I'm just holding on to, this is the wire that goes all the way this way, and this end of the wire is the other end. And you just want to make sure that there's room between the crimp and the bead next to it. I don't know if you guys can see that well. So that when you come in with the pliers, it doesn't crush that bead. And you can see right there, there's plenty of room. I don't know if plenty of room between that bead and these crimpers. And so I'm doing my initial crimp. We got our squished corners, and then we come in at a different angle and then turn it, and another angle and then turn it, and another angle. And each time we come at it again from that different angle, it takes those rough corners and it smooths them out. So you've got a nice smooth crimp bead, and you can crimp right next to it, or you can cut the wire right next to it because it is very solidly held. I used to have some things that I had made with other crimps and other crimping styles, and they broke on me, and I have not had anything that I made with the Softflex crimps and with the magical crimper ever break on me. Not yet. I mean, never say never, but all right. So that was a really quick Saturday morning make. And I hope y'all have a fantastic weekend. If you like what you see, hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. I'll put the link to my opening of this Gemstones Orphanage box. Gemstone Orphanage is a subscription. It's not a monthly subscription, it's every other month. And they are a very limited amount, so sometimes they'll have openings and availability. If they don't currently have availability for you to sign up, put your name on their wait list because they do open up spots fairly frequently, you know, every few months. And I believe it's worth it because you all, in addition to like a really great gemstone, you also get like tons of beads and the findings, and you can make several projects with it. But there we go. These guys will go really well together. And now I have some jewelry to wear today while I do some work around the house. I'll talk with y'all later. Bye.